Well, hey everybody. So
What's
this is a colliding of worlds for me because yeah, you've never met these two, and these dudes are. This is my band.
Oh,
this
awesome.
is so Steve's been playing bass. Started out playing saxophone, plays mostly bass now, and then Matt's been playing drums with us for a long time. We all met really early. I think I met you when I was 14.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
history.
we've known each other for a long time, and then
Same
we
small
met,
town?
No, same
Close
area,
by.
but
Okay.
you know, I think you live like an hour from me or something like that.
Hour south.
Something like that, yeah. And then we met maybe a year later or something like that. Like,
Yep.
And then since then, yeah, it's just been.
Yeah.
been-
And now we're here.
But now we're here.
Here we are.
Here we are on the podcast where it all
Yes.
comes to a head. Look at that.
And now we're introduced to Vinny.
Yeah.
Just now, just seconds ago. Great to
So,
see you.
man, your schedule is just fucking whacked, dude.
It's okay.
It's like you literally were like yesterday. We're like, oh, how about we do 11?
I was like, yep,
You're like, yep, done.
I'm
And
open.
then
I'm wide open.
20 minutes later, he's like,
I'm not wide open.
gotta be one.
I'm Fox.
and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's okay. It only fucking completely derails our day
That's all right. We have a late night. It's cool.
because we're headed from this to go record a bunch of
Oh
shit back
wow.
at the house.
Very
So
cool.
That's gonna be a good time. So,
So playing music though.
huh?
Playing music though.
Playing music.
Yeah.
Steve and I went to the bass shop, rented a bass before this.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, like
From
the painter.
Bob Ross.
That's how he introduced himself.
No shit.
He says Bob
I'm
Ross,
Bob
like
Ross,
the painter.
like the painter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the man.
It's like the dude's got like a whole just warehouse just full of
He's
bases.
the guy. I think he's the Denver
How
guy
do you
for
start
sure.
that business? I mean,
He was a woodworker, actually, first.
Really?
Him personally.
And he said a lot of the techniques of fixing basses came directly from what he did as a woodworker.
No shit.
Yep.
Wow.
It is made of wood. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? So I think I don't know if I've talked about this before on the podcast in another episode, but like I always talk about like, yeah, I've got this like one friend who like, you know, the love language is literally the most horrific shit.
Brutal shit.
Brutal, awful shit you can possibly think of.
Yeah.
So like, and I feel like everybody's got that, you know, with at least somebody, you know what I mean?
But ours
So
is like extra brutal.
It's extra
like,
brutal.
You know what would make my day better if you fucking died? Right? Like, that's pretty horrible.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I mean, just everything you can think of. But every time I pick up the phone, and if somebody's around me and they don't know, they're like, "What the fuck?" Because
Yeah.
I answer the phone, I'm like, "Hey, listen." I don't even say hi. I'm just like, "Listen, this is really important. I gotta tell you this. I need
Go on.
I need you to listen. I
Yeah.
need you. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me right now?
No.
Okay. I need you." You know what? It reminds me of the fucking the line from Tropic Thunder is like, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
It's great. It's a classic. It's a classic.
Except usually the shit that comes out of our mouths is a lot worse.
Yeah.
How
I
did
meant
that
with
start?
love.
I don't even remember.
Teenage.
Like what even happened?
I don't know. We'll go back.
I don't know. It just wound up being this thing where like hanging out was literally just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's
Go
good to
die.
yeah,
Fuck you.
Sounds like any football
We're
team
free.
in America.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, because like
It's
I
always
have the
been
same
like that,
thing. I have the same thing. I have the same thing with my brother actually, and it's kind of funny because like he's developmentally disabled, which you know he's mostly normal. There's just some things that he's not super great at, but like people meet him and then they hear me like talk to him and they're like, "Whoa, dude."
That's funny.
They're
They
like-
think you're fucking evil.
Yeah,
That's
they're
great.
like, why are you so mean to your
Because
brother?
he let himself out of his cage. That's why. Get back in the cage, you fat fuck.
But like literally though, and the reason is because he actually, I mean, he has a way more developed sense of humor than
He
people.
says some
He's
funny
fucking
shit.
funny.
He's
Yeah.
great.
He's
I like
hilarious.
him a lot.
Yeah,
Harrison.
he's really funny, and so I say I'm very dry and sarcastic, and it always winds up like it. I mean, he gets it right,
Yeah.
and like, but other people don't. They're like,
No, when you see it in real life for the first time, it looks like an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
I know, but it's the greatest
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Even
good.
me though, when we first started hanging out and you would go in on him, I was like, damn, he's kind of
Yeah, you're
pumping
like,
the
he's
gas a little bit here.
being a dick to his brother.
But then Harrison would say some shit back, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah,
No, they
That's
get it.
how it is. Yeah.
He gets
because
it.
he gets it, and he'll be like, I'll say something mean, he'll be like, oh, Right, because he'll kind of like compound.
He'll shoot
on
right
it.
back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a good
That's
boy.
funny. I just got a text from him. He's
I was gonna say he says funny shit via
he's
text.
he's really obsessed with. Does he message you?
No, last
Oh.
time I was here, we were in this room and he texted you, and you had to. I can't remember what he said though.
So he texted me. It's funny. He tries to do jokes that like are really you can't do them without saying them. Like you need to be like saying them to a person.
Yeah.
He tries to text them, so he'll add all this context, and it almost makes it funnier. He texted me the other day. He goes, "Hey, is Tess there?" Question mark. Last name Tickle. Tess Tickle. He thought that was the funniest shit
It
ever.
is funny.
He thought that
I
was
love
the
him.
funniest thing ever. And then I responded. I said, "No, this is Phil McCracken." And he goes, and he says, "And Herbie Hines." Whenever he says that, that's how he
Herb
says it.
Hines?
Yeah. Whenever he says these things to me, he like is very careful to enunciate very clearly.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, is Herbie Hines there?"
He's a good
'Cause
boy.
he's like,
That's fucking funny.
it's hilarious. But that's all. And then he'll use the same joke over and over again because it was funny once. So he figures like, "Well, I want to be funny every single time I fucking say it."
It
gotta
is
tell
when he
him that-
says it.
You gotta tell him the one I
I
told
know,
you.
right? What?
You gotta tell him the one I told you.
What was that one?
Russell Upsonbush.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, there's got those are how old? Those are old.
Old, very old.
Very old. Yeah.
All of them are.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's
if any
no,
new
there's
ones
no
have
new
been
joke names.
created.
The only time I've ever heard those or learned them was from someone definitely over
Some
50.
old guy. Yeah.
So,
you
Over
spent,
50 or under 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right.
So
My
you
10-year-old
spent-
started saying D's nuts.
Right.
Yeah. How's that one go over?
I think it's fucking
yeah, but
hilarious.
does Mandy like try to like
He's
curb
dropping
his,
your mom
Yeah.
and D's nuts.
Is he doing it well?
Classic.
Very well. And as long as
Never
it's
get
done
old.
well, I don't care.
Dude, he's a smart fucking kid. Like
When-
he's
you know
gonna be
him, yeah,
hilarious.
fuck. When
Yeah.
it's not done well, and he'll say, "Your mom," I'm like, "Grandma Joan, bro." Like, do you want me to call Grandma? No. Wait, you laughed at that earlier. I'm like, fucking pick it up, bud. Shape up.
Yeah,
Like,
put it in the right place.
Do it right.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
So we're really working on timing at my house.
That's
Not
right.
correction of
That's
language.
beautiful.
Timing.
Yeah, timing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's like, no, you can say it. That's fine. You just do it right.
I mean, I taught him at a very young age. You can say whatever you want
Yeah.
as long as it's funny.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's
And-
true.
Yeah, and my wife does not like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, we can give him a mouth now, and nobody will ever be able to talk shit to him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Or we can constantly push and tell him to stop and stop and stop and stop, and he can just do it behind our backs. Come on.
Because
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Have
I
fun
mean,
with him.
I had when I was in, I believe, like, oh, this is hilarious. When I was in third grade, I got a note confiscated that I was passing to some girl, I think probably,
Excellent.
and it was, dude, I was like, because I had an older brother who's 6 years older than me, so in third grade that puts him in ninth grade, so, you know. The only example I had was fuck this, fuck that, and like all this shit. So I wrote
So
this
in
note.
third grade, you learned "I want to fuck you in the ass" is not a good
that
pickup
sounds
line.
about right.
That one doesn't work so well. No, but like it was. So this note was just filled with obscenities, and it got sent home to my parents.
Oh no!
But like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. You think there's gonna be this world-ending consequence, and what are they gonna do? They're just like, did you do this? I'm like, oh. 'cause
But you
get
know,
caught.
secretly they think that shit's fucking hilarious.
They-
Just
they-
not
they're-
there.
Most of the time,
Dude,
yes.
yeah. I mean, I don't know about my parents. Maybe
Not your
I think
parents.
My mom probably thought
Your
it was
mom.
hilarious.
Your dad probably wanted to fucking kick your ass.
Probably. But like, yeah. So I mean, from the time I was literally, what are you, 7? Push that down. That's gonna fall out.
The stand.
The end of the stand. The
Push
the
the
mic
thing
stand.
down.
The mic.
Oh.
Yeah. There.
Ah,
Push it in.
I was looking at that.
Pushing in.
It's in.
What in the fuck?
Sounds like that.
It's in.
All right.
It's very
not
strange.
going anywhere.
Anyways, all right. As long as it doesn't come out. So for
playing
because
with
you
it.
guys don't know this, but it's so hilarious going to Vinny's house because they don't filter in front of their kids because they have a different philosophy about this. Maybe you can sort of
Sounds
fill
great.
in some of that.
Oh, it's unbelievable to me when parents are like, "Can you watch your mouth around my kids?" I don't say directly to their face, no. I just put a little note in the back of my head. I'm like, "Oh, we're never going to hang out again." Because
Fair enough.
you think your kids aren't saying that with my
Yeah,
kids in the
yeah.
playground, you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
So why would we play this game, and why would I censor myself, and why would we act like any of this matters when they leave the house, they're saying and doing whatever the fuck they want?
Exactly. Nah, it's-
Well, and I like the thing you said too about how like you treat language the same way as like even drinking or a driver's
Absolutely.
license, where you're like, mom and dad get to do it because
Yeah.
they're old enough.
Yeah, I
You know
get
what
to
I mean?
say, what the fuck, Leo?
Yeah.
He doesn't get to say, what the fuck, Dad?
Right.
Yeah.
Just like I get to crack a Coors Light and drive my fast car.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to do either of those fucking things
That's
right now.
cool.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
that's that. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's getting to an age where like, do you have a definitive like cutoff point
Of
where you
how,
stop giving a shit?
well, I just can only do what my parents did for me.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Did your parents do the same thing for you?
yeah, they never censored themselves.
Really?
No. But then I would say around 15-ish, I got away with my first real F word in the context of a sentence. And as long as I wasn't obnoxious, they never said a fucking
Well,
word.
and as long as you're not like, as long as it's not a directed insult or a directed
And I wasn't stupid.
aggression.
I didn't do it in front of Aunt Chrissy and Patty.
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's a
like,
big
sup,
thing.
fuckers. Like,
Right.
That's a big thing that like I feel like kids have to learn, and to some degree, I will say the one thing that, because my parents were pretty strict about that kind of shit, and like the one thing that it made me do is it made my filter really good, because like I could turn it off with and not slip at all, because like it was so scary. It was like you can't say a thing that's out of line, or else it's not going to be good. So like that filter was really effective for me, and I had no problem.
but isn't
just,
the
like,
truth of
shutting
the
off.
world, though, that is
Oh, it's fake. It's totally fake.
once Donald Trump came into our lives, it was very apparent all that shit we were told about appropriate and cussing, it doesn't matter. You can say you're going to grab a chick by the pussy and be the president of the motherfucking United
Oh, that's
States.
some dangerous precedent, I
That
guess,
is-
right?
But it is now the precedent. Whether you're a Trump, and I am not a Trumper, but whether you are or not,
Right.
how could I look at my kid and say, do you want to be a doctor or a lawyer
They're
or
like, the
president?
president
you need
of
to
the
watch your
United
fucking
States fucking
language.
said it.
My kid would be like, that dude was grabbing bitches by the pussy.
Yeah.
Right? And what are you going to say?
no.
Well, and then the next president uses words like, not from Diff, not from Dugan. Like, it's all fucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely all fucked.
a good point
Nothing
though.
is real.
I guess the what you guys are both saying is, especially with cursing, for example, your parents just want you to be able to use responsibility and not walk around and be like,
It depends.
fucking cocksucking fucking
Yes.
motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, like
Which
my
you do
shit-
anyways.
I do anyways.
Context matters.
And there was a good probably 2-year period where like I would fucking curse in front of my family and they'd be like, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, you all do it though.
Yeah.
Like you
yeah,
all
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
do it.
Right.
I remember my dad when I was a kid was fixing the stove. I heard him call it a fucking prick. I was like, hey, is that bad to say? Yeah.
The stove.
You fucking prick. I was like, can I say that? He goes, nope. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, I remember I taught Catholic school for a year, music. I couldn't curse.
Yeah.
This kid came up to me. I had him call me Mr. N. He goes, Mr. N, do you ever feel like you want to use the F word and you can't? And I looked at him, I go, yeah, right now. Right now. I mean, gotta show self-control though,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it's interesting you say it's about, oftentimes it's about parents like just trying to, instill responsibility, because sometimes it is, but sometimes there's just this sort of like, oh, people who talk like that just are lesser, which like that I don't think is like a good way to approach it. And it's definitely a way that some people approach
I
it.
compare talking like a sailor to neck tattoos. They used to quickly not get you jobs, and everybody looked at you funny.
And now nobody
And now
cares.
nobody gives a
Yeah,
flying fuck about
that's
either
an
of them.
interesting,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know about neck tattoos, but tattoos in general.
I mean,
though.
dude, like tattoo, like how many famous people have shit on their face?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's not a big deal. Let's put it this way: somebody walks in here with full sleeves, necks, and face tattoos 15 years ago. We're all like, "You fucking need something, bud."
Yeah.
Now we'd be like, "Oh, he must be like an artist or a chef."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, this is an interesting question, though, because say somebody walks into your company and they want to be an agent and they are just covered. Like,
We have them.
yeah?
Yep.
And
Some of them kill it, dude.
yeah,
Because it really doesn't matter anymore.
yeah. But I'm sure there's plenty of real estate companies that do care.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like the old guard, the old names like the Liv Sotheby's, probably.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't get a job there, although there's always an exception, right? But
Of course, I should caveat that, because in real estate, you can go work at a place and like they don't pay you. So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
But if
they're
they'll
like,
allow
sure, if
you,
you're gonna make money, like
if they'll allow you
Yeah,
to work
yeah.
there, it really just depends. But Dude, people that have neck and face tattoos need to be sold houses too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the whole fitting people into a box thing, it's going out, and I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love that it's going out.
I mean, that was one of the best things I think COVID obviously did for the corporate America is it sort of really lifted the veil on this idea that like everything has to be done from within an office. Like it's just not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. And like this whole thing about propriety and like, oh, you got to dress a certain way at the office. Like everybody's like, come on.
It
Like,
doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. But like, why is it though that there is so much of this, what you know, old guard that kind of you mentioned, like, why is that? They're so stuck on this idea that like things have to be that way. You know,
Because they're scared. They're scared.
Of what?
They're scared of people like me who don't have the Harvard education, that got a 2.5 in college and still graduated, that was more interested in playing football and learning shit on going on traveling vacations and hanging out with friends. I didn't do any fancy internships, and I make more money than my family practitioner. They've got a big fucking problem with that.
So it's gatekeeping.
100%.
Yeah.
And they probably, I'm sure at some point in history too, like I'm maybe still, it's also based on, you know, keeping certain people out.
Yes.
You know, so it's like for sure that's got to be a component to it. But now it's just become this like, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking the number of companies that were desperate to like, oh, we're trying everything we can to get back in the office.
Yeah, it's so.
And it's like their entire workforce is like, no, we don't want that. Like,
And that's
stop.
just because they want to keep. That's because commercial real estate owners are dying, and it's their own fucking faults.
Okay,
How many-
wait. So what do you mean? So you mean like if you're a person that owns a bunch of commercial buildings, that's starting to falter?
Well, yeah.
'Cause,
I
like,
mean,
so
you're
many
talking about an
companies
oil and
are-
gas company that told everybody they can work from home.
Yeah.
And then I go, well, where's your $200,000 a month for your 4 floors in the Republic Plaza? And we say, well, nobody's working from home, so we'll pay you $100. What are you going to say?
Ooh, yeah.
So it's all fucked, and it's their own faults. It's like, how many times have you guys seen the old Safeway shopping center in your hometown? The grocery store moves out, then everything else moves out, and it sits empty for 10 years.
Kmart in Queens.
Clifton Park.
There's so
Clifton
many
Park,
of those
too.
stories. And it's always because they wouldn't lower the commercial rent.
So
Always.
like they could have kept the tenant if they
You
just.
can always keep the
Well,
tenant.
dig this. Wilton Mall, right? This mall down the street from my house. I worked in that mall when I was 18 at the FYE. Black Friday was fucking crazy in that mall. And of course, Victoria's Secrets, Abercrombie and Fitch, whatever the fuck. All
She's got
the
multiple now.
all the main stores. Yes, all her secrets. Sound like an old man. Add a plural on fucking everything.
Yeah,
I went to
yeah.
Targets and Walmarts today. Sears's. But all the fucking stores moved out because, you know, in-person retail is dead,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But now their plan is they're going to basically destroy a wing on the mall and build an apartment complex.
Oh shit.
They're doing
really?
that everywhere.
And hope that all
People
these
that live
big
there
anchor
are gonna
stores
go-
want to come back, and because there's a customer base living there.
Oh my god.
They're doing that in Westminster right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
well,
like
you know
the new
what's
trend.
interesting though is that, I mean, what's your opinion on the malls here? Do you think they're dead, or do you think they're like? What do you think, just in general?
The high-end shit is thriving.
Okay.
The middle America shit is dying.
Okay.
Broomfield Flatirons Mall, this giant, beautiful mall.
Yep.
Nordstrom just pulled out.
Really?
Yeah, it's a fucking Spirit Halloween
Because
seasonal
I
store.
feel like Park Meadows is thriving.
High end. Park Meadows,
Is it
Cherry
high-end?
Creek,
Is it?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Park
'Cause
Meadows,
Cherry Creek is thriving.
Cherry
seems
Creek
like.
is thriving.
Yeah.
Part of the Southlands is still thriving. Anything that's upper middle to
Because
to
let me
upper
tell you
class is
something.
thriving.
Until you have been to a mall in upstate New York, where we're from, you have not seen dead.
Yeah.
Like
We're
Aviation
at
Mall,
like
Wilton Mall, like these malls are ghost towns, like completely
Well, here,
empty.
how about this? Listen to this, you guys. The North Face.
Yeah.
All those cool jackets and all that climbing shit. The North Face couldn't keep a flagship store open on the 29th Street Mall in Boulder, Colorado.
Did they shut that down?
They fucking shut it down. It's a kid's
Wait a minute.
jumpy castle
Yeah,
place
but here,
now.
which is what always comes in to these fucking
Or Spirit
Or
Halloween.
Spirit
Yeah.
Halloween.
We're talking about Boulder, Colorado,
Yeah.
at the premier shopping center, the 29th Street
Yeah,
Mall.
no, I know, but I have something that actually I think, because here's the deal. When I walk down the Pearl Street Mall and I look at the stores there, the last store I'm going into is something that I would expect to find in a mall. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people that are going up and down that mall are going into the stuff that's a little more like, oh, that's the only one.
It's
or
a
something like
functional climbing store, though, with the world's best equipment, and they couldn't make the rent numbers work on the 29th Street Mall.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
There's an Apple store there.
Yep.
There's,
Where the what?
There's a Lululemon there.
Whoa. Where the fuck is the Apple store in Boulder?
The 29th Street Mall. So here's Pearl Street, and then a couple blocks over, the 29th Street Mall.
I'm not okay. We're talking about two different
Yep.
places. Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking like everything high end. No, there's a Nike Lab store there.
Really?
All of them are making it work.
Yeah.
The North Face pulled out.
What do you think happened?
The rent was too damn high. And no matter how much money you make as a business, when the rent's too damn high, you fucking pull out.
God, do you remember
it's
that
the
guy?
Yeah, but it's the owner of the building's fault. The North Face
Yeah.
isn't there. Fucking outrageous.
Now, is the owner of the building in a bind? Do you think? Like,
No, fuck no.
No?
These guys, because you write off the loss. The minute a company pulls out of your building,
That's a good point. That's a good
now
point.
you just write that shit down as a
Yeah.
massive loss, and you're not paying taxes on the other buildings you own.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Didn't
true.
know that was a
That's good
thing.
point. That's a good point.
Mm.
Go to Vinny for all your real estate.
Check
needs.
that
No,
out.
really?
Goddamn.
I mean, yeah. Why? It's hard to take less after you've been making a lot. I could.
That's why you
Only
see
ma-
so many commercial buildings sit empty, is because they're like, that's an active write-off you're looking at. They don't care if it sits empty.
Okay, wait. Explain this one to me because this is fascinating to me. Okay, so you go Sheridan and Colfax, one of the sketchiest places in Denver, I think. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
That intersection, and you go down there. There's like a strip mall in there. There's a liquor store, and every other building is boarded up and like destroyed. Who owns that?
Good question.
Like, what is
Probably an
going
individual.
on?
If it's all boarded up, it's probably an individual who owns it, not a company.
Yeah. But that just always boggles my mind because when you see these places that are so beyond abandoned, you're just
Well,
like,
keep in mind
what's
that
happening there?
when it's so
Is it-
beyond abandoned, it's because somebody's waiting for somebody to come buy it. So somebody's just sitting on it until somebody buys it.
But I mean, I can't imagine they're paying taxes on it.
Who knows?
I mean,
Maybe the liquor store the liquor store revenue alone generates enough to cover all the bills for the rest of the building, and that's why it's the only thing open.
That is some shit that will never go out of style. So
yeah.
Shit,
Fucking A.
Yeah. Just start a chain of liquor stores if you want to make
Drugs,
Seriously.
guns, and booze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yep.
Jesus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's crazy.
And
Well, I know we have
bitches.
we have got some stuff to talk about today, for sure. What do we got here? So we have. Oh, okay.
Which one is this?
This is the news.
Oh,
so
nice.
Jake's feeding me stuff. Let's see what's going on today. Ford applies to patent self-repossessing cars. You heard about this?
Yes.
Holy shit!
They just
really?
paved the way for it to be a real technology.
Are you sure we might not be talking about the same thing?
Okay.
Ford applies to patent self-repossessing cars
Yep.
that can drive themselves away.
Yep. This is real.
No shit.
100% real. I'm sorry if I'm ruining the bit. Sorry,
Oh my
can't contain
God.
myself.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Hold on. It's called Systems and Methods to Repossess a Vehicle is the name of the patent. That's the title of the patent. It explicitly says the system, which could be installed on any future vehicle during in an automaker's lineup with a data connection, would be capable of disabling a functionality of one or more components of the vehicle, everything from the engine to the air conditioning. And for vehicles with autonomous or semi-autonomous driving capability, the system would move the vehicle from a first spot to a second spot that is more convenient for a tow truck to tow the vehicle and move the vehicle from the premises of the owner to a location such as, for example, the premises of the repossession agency, or if the lending institution considers the financial viability of executing a repossession procedure to be unjustifiable, the vehicle could drive itself to a junkyard. Holy
Yep.
shit.
It's real.
That's a lot of words.
Don't pay your bill. Your
Well-
fucking car's going to be gone in the morning.
What if you refuse to get out? Fuck you. I'm staying
That's
in
a
the
good
car.
question. What
Th-
happens
this
then?
is what's so stupid about that technology is, did that make anybody here want to Ford?
Well, this isn't something they're marketing or branding. This is a patent they applied for.
Exactly. It doesn't
But
matter.
they'll never tell you
It
when
does-
you buy the car.
It doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
fact that that's out there
Yeah.
means that I know for myself, even though I'll probably never be in that position,
Yeah.
fuck Ford.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, it starts there, and then it goes to everyone.
Oof.
My thing, it wasn't that hard before. My grandparents have one of those cameras, so they get like a notification there's movement anytime, and they had a neighbor, and the repo guy was in and out picking up the neighbor's car in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
it's
they're
so
fast.
fast.
They're
so
fast.
So I mean, this
They don't even have to get out of
I
the
don't even know
truck.
why they even need this. Yeah, no, they didn't. It was-
No,
Just
was
tow it
quick.
and
It
send
was-
it.
because why hire the tow company if you
Right.
can have the car drive itself
right.
away? Jesus, dude. And it says like this is even better because it says there will be several warnings from the vehicle system before a formal repossession. So it's basically like telling you like, hey,
You're fucked.
fuck you, give us our money, and if you don't, it's going to start taking things away. Like the first functions would be minor inconveniences like the loss of cruise control or automated window control. You can't put your fucking windows down or turn the air on. That's hilarious. Automated seat control, some components of the infotainment system, GPS, MP3 players, etc. The next level,
Hilarious.
It's fucking
dude. Wait,
ridiculous.
check it out. The
Thought
next,
of that.
but the next level is more serious and includes
Fucking
the loss
nerd
of things,
who has perfect
Yeah,
credit.
right?
Some fucking nerd that's never had to worry about a bill in his life.
Oh
fucking
my
thought of
god. The next loss of function would be more serious systems like the air conditioning, a remote key fob, and an automated door unlock system. Likewise, an incessant and unpleasant sound may be turned on every time the owner is present in the vehicle. Yeah, you're gonna get in your car and it's just gonna be like,
Yeah, it's good.
the whole time you're in
Now,
it.
what if, like spy movies where like the villain is making the protagonist think he's about to kill him, but then
Right.
like doesn't? Do that with the car. Cut the brakes out. And have the guy be like, fuck! And then like put him back in right beforehand.
Just comes slamming to a halt.
They're going to start cooking babies and annoying you. Good job, Ford.
Oh my
you know,
God.
It's almost as bad as BMW's seat heater subscription shit
Yeah,
in
well,
Europe.
I mean, that's
Almost as
that's
bad.
fucking ridiculous.
Wait,
too,
what
but
is that?
Hold on, wait, we'll get there. But think about this for a
Water?
second.
Beer, water?
Yeah, there's some. I don't know. Yeah, there's some stuff in there.
something,
Yeah.
So think about this for a second though, because what if the car is gonna lock you out of it as part of this system and drive itself away? But what if you left your fucking toddler in the car? Like, what happens then? You know what I mean?
Roast
like,
the
then
toddler.
you can't get back in. The keys
Toddler
don't work.
barbecue.
Toddler barbecue. That's
You know?
that's. They should just call the whole system that. The market value of the vehicle will be identified by the lending institution based on mileage conditions, certain costs associated with repossession, blah 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 blah. You didn't find anything?
Yeah. Sorry.
There's a water cooler. There's a water dispenser, and an ice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Hold
Hey,
up.
while you're up, Steve, Steve,
All right, this is sounding like a cut. All right. So what the fuck is going on with this BMW subscription thing? I know it's been like a meme, but like, is it real? Like, what the fuck is it?
I don't know. They didn't deny it. BMW didn't deny it as a part of a subscription service for their European models.
For the European models.
That's what I heard.
Why would they? I don't know.
Like you
Do they
can
just think
pay.
Europeans are going to be more willing to?
I
just
don't
put up
know.
with
It was
it?
like you can pay like XYZ thousands of dollars to have this as a feature,
Right.
or $6 a month. It was something fucking stupid like that.
You know something that's
Wow.
interesting though, because okay, let's think about this for a second. Because if you were going to have heated seats and that was going to be like a $3,000 option on your car,
pay monthly.
but it was going to be $6 a month to not pay up front, but as a subscription. If you're going to have the car for, whatever it is, even if it was $20 a month, and if you know you're going to only have that car for 2 years, like
Now, that makes
sometimes
sense
it
then.
might make more sense. I mean, it's dumb, but like
I'm convinced cars, we're all going to go back to the whole.
analog.
It's going to become the coolest thing in the world to own the old cars soup back up.
Oh, for sure, dude. Because like the cars are, first of all, they're going to be all electric. Which,
Yep.
don't get me wrong, I love electric cars. They're fun, they're powerful, they're fast,
Yep.
great. But like something about people are going to want an engine with no computer system bullshit
Yep.
connected to 4 wheels and a steering wheel.
Well, wasn't it you that told me too with the electric cars, like specifically the race car drivers get like fucking nauseous because of no engine sound?
No,
It
that was
fucks
me.
with-
That's me. So. But,
it's you?
Yeah. But it's really weird, right?
It's
so
fucking
like,
bizarre.
I don't know if you ever experienced
Of
this.
course
but
I did.
basically, if I go driving in the canyons, because I had a Tesla for a while, and I would thrash that thing through the canyons. It was a fun car to drive, not the best driver's car, but it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I would literally make myself sick. Like I would feel car sick in the driver's seat,
roller
which is
coaster.
unheard of, right? Especially because I went on a test drive with a buddy who was test driving a Polestar, and I was sicker than I've ever been in a car. I thought I was going to blow chunks everywhere. I was like, this is the weirdest thing. But yet, I can get into my buddy's McCracken and ride through the canyons in that car and
Be
I
great.
mean, way faster than we were going in the Polestar, slamming on the brakes, throwing it through corners, and I'm just totally fine. And I think that there's something with your inner ear to that, like being able to hear, I don't know, like being able to hear the engine, being able to hear something about the car. There's like a disconnect when there's no sound, when it's just the electric motor. it's kind of strange to your
It's
brain.
fucking weird.
It's very weird, but
Well, you get an old car, will have all sorts of sounds.
like yours. What the fuck happened to your car?
It's great. 300,000 miles. Don't skip an oil change. Honda Accord.
Oh yeah, if I go 500,000 miles.
It's great. It's great. Yeah.
But you just had to put it
I
on.
had a bunch of computer crap go wrong.
Really?
actually.
It was all electronics?
This ABS VSA modulator, like $2,000. Every light goes on the dashboard. Nothing's wrong. It's all fixed now.
But your steering cut
well,
out.
then that was another thing. Like the whole steering rack and the computer and that went. So it was also the physical part. So I got it all fixed. Runs like a new car.
It will, right? Like
No,
forever.
seriously, it's great. So I put $5,000 into it, and
Oh my god.
I could have bought a new car, but I didn't want to spend
that's a
25,
down
30,
payment
so
on a nice car.
I could have done that, but where I live, I see these garbage men. They throw the garbage cans right down. People are chilling on my car. So,
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm like,
way
I don't want to.
different.
If I get a nice car, I need a driveway. So.
Steve lives in the fucking. I have this thing. I like making fun of New Jersey. I like playing up the fact that I hate New Jersey. I mean, I don't really have a lot of. I have some bases to go on, but it's mostly whatever. But like,
People love to hate
but
on
Steve,
Jersey. Good.
Steve lives in the fucking sketchiest part that you could possibly like. What's the actual?
Well, so I live in Jersey City, which everyone, it's a great city, but I'm not in the downtown area. I'm a little below downtown.
And
right above
Irvington's
Bayonne.
worse, right? You would say?
There's some catchy, people from Jersey, they know, but
so what
yeah.
happens? People like just sit on your
I
car.
mean, people are out there chilling. So I mean, I get out there and there's like a dude, and it's like I see his fucking jeans, some screw on his jeans, scratching my fucking hood of my car. I'm like, I'm not gonna get a car that I actually care about while I have to park it out here.
Car where you
so.
have to kill somebody for doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's like, and I walk out there, I'm like, I don't want to be like, hey, get off my car, because it's like, I don't want to get murdered.
Stabbed.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I
It's
forgot.
not like that, really. Everyone's cool over there. I really love.
They are. Because
the people that live there are cool as fuck. Like, seriously. It's
They're-
the people that might come around there.
don't
that
judge a
people
book by its cover, right? But
Nah,
the
it's
the
great.
first time I went there, though, I had to make a left onto Steve Street, and I looked to the left, and he's walking towards me. And I just, like, awareness, completely forgot where I was and yelled. It's like, hey, where the fuck are you bringing me to? And, like, I was like, ooh, probably shouldn't have did that, because it was like everyone, like, looking around.
Jesus. Yeah. Man.
And then a
That's
homeless
good.
guy with no teeth saved a bunch of shit. It was windy that day, and all my dress clothes just blew out of my car. And he like caught him and was like, "Here you go, man."
No,
I
man,
was
there's
like,
some
"Oh, that was really
geniuses.
nice."
Let me give a shout out to James, who is, I don't know his last name. I don't know what he does, but he's on the street. And this guy, one time, he's one of those, guys. I know if he had like music in his life or something, we say this, he really would have been something. But, here he is like getting like banned from streets and stuff. But one time I was out of my car, cleaning my car, just have stuff out all over, and he just comes up to me and he's like, hey, no homo, but why don't you put on some music? I'm like, you know what? I don't even know. That is fucking genius. What the fuck? Why don't you put on some music? It's like, I should have some music on right now.
No
Oh my
homo.
God.
I know, it's pretty,
yeah, why was that like
Why don't you put on some music?
as if,
pretty
as if he
fucking
said,
funny.
hey man, put on some like the only other option was be like, hey man, put on some
Why don't you
music.
pull
No,
your, why don't you pull
it
your
was
dick
cool.
out?
No,
Let's get right to it.
nah, he's yeah.
What am I in for?
Yeah. Oh my God!
pretty
Yeah, no,
funny.
I
Shout
mean,
out
definitely-
James.
Definitely, like you don't want to judge a book by its cover. Most of my irrational hatred of the state of New Jersey comes from the fact that you cannot pump your own gas. That drives me nuts. I fucking hate that.
Also, my college senior recital, you got lost in a really horrible. Remember that?
Did I?
You Google mapped, or you told me where you were.
Oh,
You took a wrong turn.
Yeah.
Drove literally down the road to all the chop shops
that
and
was
burning
in-
barrels
yeah,
and shit.
Yeah, that was in. I think that was in Patterson. Yeah.
That really exists?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Oh my God, dude! I was like, ooh, better get
Patterson
outta here.
is
Like
rough.
the feds could just pick a door, knock on it, and everybody there would be going to jail.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Funny.
Absolutely.
There's an article, like 10 dangerous cities in New Jersey, and like, yeah, Patterson's like number 2.
Oh my God.
Patterson would make it on the list of like a countrywide list. I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a sketchy ass place. It's that's one of the darkest places I think I've ever been.
yeah.
Like parts of that city.
I think a couple
Like they're
cities in
unlit.
Jersey. Yeah.
Couple
I mean, I
cities,
just
yeah.
mean like, yeah. I mean, they feel dark, but I just mean like dark, like
Dark things happen there.
or just like, oh God, man.
So-
How does a place get like this? You know?
Tony Jenkins
Oh man, yeah.
from Patterson.
Was he really?
He this
Got
guitar
out,
player
though.
that
Got out though.
we used to play with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Growing
got out.
up.
Very young, yeah.
So he passes away.
Yeah.
Right beforehand, though, we were playing a gig, and he said to me, older black guy, knew kung fu, shit, total badass, love Tony. And he goes, Matt, whatever you do, just in any city that you're in like that, never drive down Martin Luther King Boulevard.
That's funny.
And
That's hilarious.
And he said, he goes, which really pains me to say as a black guy, but I'm like, why do you pick that fucking street to have all the shit go on?
Well,
Week
our
after
Martin
he
Luther
dies.
King Boulevard's not that bad.
Used
though.
to be one of the worst, though.
Oh, really?
It
Yeah.
has to do with redlining back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Racist
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
politics
Right,
and all
right.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Huh.
Week
Wow.
after he dies, I have to play this gig. GPS, I'm following it, and it's like, make a right on Martin Luther King Boulevard. I'm like, son of a bitch,
Did you
Tony.
go down it?
Fuck yeah! I was
Oh,
like, I'm
man.
gonna try it out, and yeah, it was not
And that was in the Martin Luther King Boulevard in Patterson.
in Patterson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to do with old school, the old redlining and all the
Yeah.
racist policy shit back in the day.
Wow.
Crazy
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like ours is not doesn't seem that terrible now.
It used to be.
Yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense. Now I'm trying to remember. Does ours run north and south or east and west?
I think it's
right-
east and west.
Okay, so it comes off of City Park.
Colorado.
Yeah,
Like
it goes
there
like
you-
by City Park.
Yeah. hmm
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about it now.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure parts of it are probably sketch.
But I mean, come on.
Like
It's
like
funny.
everywhere else.
It's funny how we're having this conversation about sketch, and it's like in my parents' neighborhood where all the houses are $1 million and up. There's probably predators having sex with kids in their basement.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's where the
what? Wait,
meth
what is
labs are
rough?
on those.
Yeah,
I guess
sketchy
so.
shit
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
exactly.
rough?
Yes.
Well,
That's
and
true.
like
That's true.
in cities like that, right? Like Steve's a perfect
Like,
example.
You see
Like
some of the realest people in these places.
Yeah,
you're
that's
cool
true.
with
You
them
know?
though. That's why you don't have any problems.
I mean, yeah, if you're
You know?
asking for a problem, you're probably getting a problem. But, you stay to yourself if you're questioning something, I would say.
Yeah.
There's common sense. But, yeah, like you're saying, you go to some nice fucking neighborhood, that's where some dude has a meth lab in the basement.
Yeah, there's
you know?
there's
Yeah,
monsters
yeah.
everywhere, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It does not, yeah.
Is there more fucking crazy people now, or is it just like we hear about them more?
We hear about it more.
You think that's it?
100%.
You think there's always been like but is there also maybe a component of because we hear about it so much, is it causing more people to be nuts? Because somebody hears about like some
Maybe.
fucking insane like I don't know, they've
Well,
got
like,
a bunch of
they
people
always say,
kidnapped
like-
in a basement, and it's like it becomes a big story, and then somebody else goes, "Ooh, that sounds like a good idea." Like
Yeah, and
I
it's like
always wonder
glorified
how
in
much
these,
of that
it's glorified in
It
these
is very
TV
much.
shows.
It is very
and
much so, yeah.
Netflix, all that fucking.
I know, and it
That
always
shit
makes me
drives me
wonder
nuts.
like
The
yeah.
guy's not even convicted of murder. Now he is. That Murdaugh guy, now he is. He wasn't even convicted yet, and the docuseries is already out.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
I just
It's all
watched that with my
fake.
wife,
How
dude.
the fuck does that work?
Yeah, dude. Fucking
Got to get on it while it's hot.
It's
But
unbelievable.
the day after he got convicted, right? Anna's
I
like,
don't know about this.
Anna's like, yo, let's watch the Robert Murdoch or Alex Murdoch documentary. He's like, all right, cool, put that on. She fell asleep. I turned the TV on as Dateline. Alex Murdoch. Then I
Guilty.
turned the next channel. Fucking news outlet. Alex Murdoch.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
here's,
bang,
the
bang,
thing.
bang, bang.
Here's the thing. That's very strategic. They
Oh,
make,
shit, yeah.
they make the program knowing the timeline of the court case, so knowing when the sentencing is going to happen.
But there's no
when
way
the-
that
you know.
there's no way to make that shit accurate. It's all fucking.
But that doesn't matter.
It's
That doesn't
all
matter.
messy
Dude,
and. Ugh.
we straight up live. It's funny. Jake and I have talked about this, but like we straight up live today, right now, in what Jake called a post-truth society, where it doesn't matter what's true. It matters if you can say it in a way that
Say it the
convinces people.
fastest.
Say it the fastest. Say it the loudest. Say it in the most compelling way. That becomes accepted as true. It doesn't matter if it's actually fucking true. Like nobody gives a shit about that. That's not interesting. That's not
Right.
entertaining. You know. So it's like they don't care if they're accurate. They just want to get the show out. They want to get it made, and they want to put it out coinciding with the court case, so
It's
that they're going to get all the
fucking
publicity.
absurd, dude.
Because the second people hear about it in the news, it feeds itself, right? Because they'll hear about it in the news, and then they'll see it on Netflix, and they're like, "Oh, that just happened," and they'll go watch it. You know, every woman in America is going to watch the whole crime. What is that? Why are girls so obsessed with like crime documentaries and shit?
You
Does
call me,
Mandy
you
watch a
call
lot
me
of
a
crime
fucking
shit?
girl?
G?
I love
People
crime shit. Call me a fucking girl?
Yes.
Yes. We just talked about this.
we just said.
I was like the cop shows, like the chases. I think just because it's like,
Yeah, no. But
I got a lot of speeding tickets. But
I like cop chases.
I mean, it's edgy.
Although I
Something
gotta
edgy,
watch
you
the
know,
news.
you
There
see
was a
how-
good one in like Florida. I think that like 2 days ago, the guy like,
chase?
was shooting at people. And,
Oh, no
yeah.
shit.
I think it has to
Driving
do
jockeys.
with women. Like
There's
there-
a puzzle factor.
There's that old And I also think there's that old Google shit that everybody talked about where number one porn series that girls, or what number one porn theme girls were searching, not necessarily watching or getting off to, was like the fake rape stuff. Like, Google it, kids. I'm not going to cite it for us, so if I can call me out if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. There's like this edge to it's so
like
unnervingly terrified to them, and they could never comprehend their fucking mind with it.
Thrill. Yeah.
They watch it, and it truly thrills them.
Yeah.
Like, because they can't even understand how that would go down.
Well, Leanna,
whereas all those guys are so fucked, we're all fucked up, and we're all like, no, that guy's just fucking sick. Like, there's no mystery to it to us. We're like, no, he's just a twisted dick.
watch this shit. We're just like, he should have cut her up into smaller pieces.
Fuck.
But that's the fucked up thing, though. Like, with how popular all those shows are, that's the thoughts that goes through people's minds. They start going, I would have gotten away with it.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, it just totally
Edginess,
removes. It removes the reality of that because it doesn't feel real. You know, that's some shit that happened to somebody.
It's real.
When you're watching those things. It doesn't feel like that.
I got my degree in criminal justice at my college, so I studied the shit. And we would look at the actual case files, the actual pictures, the CSI reports. There is nothing glamorous about this shit when you take away the music and the fancy narrating.
Yeah.
Right.
It is so depressingly disgusting.
Yeah.
But damn, they make good TV shows.
They do.
But
they
if
do.
you took
Once you
away the
dramatize
fucking
them.
music
Yeah, exactly.
and you took away the interviews with people that don't matter to the case and you took away the narrators, holy shit, man.
Right,
It's just a fucking mom that was raped with a knife by her kid. That's all it is.
And the detectives that have to, that have to go and do the interrogations, like they just got to be depressed.
There's
all the
nothing
time.
sexy about it when you take away the
They
music
just
and
gotta
shit.
be like, they're just finding out, like, they know what happened. Like, you know how many cases go down, and this is what's crazy. I mean, I guess it's good that our legal system is this way because, like, there are times when people are wrong and, like, God forbid somebody gets, convicted. It happens all the time. I mean, it's a big problem. But, like, this thing of, like, they know what happened. They know exactly how this shit went down, but they have to prove it.
Yeah.
And, like, the feeling that those guys must have, those, people must have, like, it's just like, man, you know that this dude murdered all these people or, like, murdered these kids or whatever, but, like, you have to prove it. And it's just, like, the smugness. Which,
you ever watch that 48 Hour show where they do, like,
That
they
show
follow
is
the
so
detectives?
crazy, dude.
Because
That's probably the best one, by the way, of all of them.
because it's not
like realism.
It shows
it's
the
real.
real time
Really?
shit.
It's real shit because like Vinny's saying, like, all right, you and I are coworkers and you really pissed me off. I think you're fucking my wife, so I'm gonna murder your ass after work. Like, that's more of what happens, like, not John Wayne Gacy fucking dressing up as a clown, fucking people and then killing them.
The vast majority of homicides always
Are
between
just
people who know each other.
anger driven.
Yeah,
So that 48 Hour shit though is like what they're saying is basically your best chances of actually solving the murder are within the four.
I've
as
heard
soon
that.
as if that window goes away, you kind of that's when shit goes cold.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's a good show.
That's wild. Yeah, I think we have another. What do we got? We got Jake's got some thoughts of the day. These are important.
I won't ruin the bit this time.
You're what?
I won't ruin the bit with the news.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were gonna do fake or real on that one.
So don't open them yet. We'll go around the table
These
here.
are these thoughts or real news or fake news?
These are all thoughts. These are all thoughts of the day. These are Jake's thoughts of the day. Let's start with Steve. Let's start here. What do we got?
My people-pleasing tendencies are so bad that I never want to talk about my problems with my therapist. What does this even mean?
Read it.
I just want him to enjoy his time with me and see our hour together as a reprieve from all his other clients. To kick back, relax, joke around. It's been working, too. The other day, he said, I always look forward to our sessions. It's a great time, and you're an awesome guy.
That's funny.
It's working well, working so well, I've had to get a second therapist to talk about the first. Naturally, I want her to see me in a positive light, too. Right. So I've gone down the same road, and I'm on the search for a third.
That's really good. That's good, man.
That's got to be a real thing. Like, do you think there's got to be a high percentage of people that are not honest with a therapist? Like,
I would think so.
You know what I mean, right?
I think that I've been in therapy for 11 years.
Yeah.
The same guy.
Okay.
And there are times when you're like,
I don't want to tell him that.
he really thinks I'm killing it right now.
I can't.
And so I'm going to leave this little part out.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna leave out the whole reason I'm coming to see you. She's like, yeah, no, everything's great.
You've been going for 11 years. I don't know much about this field at all.
Yeah.
Actually, next to nothing. And I actually need to read this.
Have you
like
ever-
5
have
more
you ever
times
been to therapy?
before. No.
I haven't either. Have
No,
you?
it's fucking
No, but I
spectacular.
watched
Now-
Sopranos and
now
I
is
watched
one-
Dr. Melfi and Tony Soprano. That shit's killing.
But a part of it has to would be to make you feel good, right? Is that part of their job or no?
No,
No.
not a good therapist.
Because you're saying you don't want to say some bad
No.
stuff because you're like, yeah, he's digging this.
If a
and
good
he's making-
therapist is trying, a good therapist is trying to get you to be honest with yourself.
I could imagine.
Yes.
But the fear of not, or I shouldn't say fear, but like you don't know them. It's not a personal
Well,
thing.
after
So you can say,
11 years, you
sure, but at first
Yeah.
you can tell them whatever you want
First, you can
because
tell
it's
whatever
like
the fuck you want if you're going with the right intentions of getting better.
right.
Does that have an effect though? After you've been to somebody for 11 years and you actually feel like you know them? I mean, does it make it harder to be honest?
No, it makes it easier to do the right thing when you're not with them.
Because they're like,
it's
this guy knows
I'm
I'm
not
fucked.
doing this because I don't want to have to go in there on Friday and tell him that plan we had, I fucking blew it up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep the fucking plan I made.
That's funny. I feel the same way about my trainer.
Yeah, it's very
Because
similar.
like if I fucking,
Yeah.
my diet has been off the fucking rails.
It's
for
very
like a month.
similar.
And
Yeah.
like I'm holding steady, but I'm not losing weight the way I should be, you know. And so, and he gave me this meal plan, and I have not been fucking following. And like I'm like I don't want to go in and just feel it. So maybe it's a similar thing because
it's a very similar
I'm always
thing.
scared because I'm just like, God damn it, I can't tell him. I gotta suck it in when I go to training. That way it looks like I'm. Yeah, see, but that's different than therapy though, because I can't hide if I'm not losing the weight. Like,
He knows. I mean, fuck, this
For
guy
sure.
knows. When I'm not honest with him, he's like,
like,
"Oh, that sounds great." Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
yeah. Well, that's I guess the benefit of knowing somebody for 11
Oh,
years.
yeah,
is that
absolutely.
They can tell that shit.
And they actually give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
At this
Yeah,
point, I've
yeah.
paid for one of his kids' colleges.
Jesus.
What is he? He doesn't have to impress me anymore.
Yeah.
Like, let's just have a real conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
What does now when you're with somebody for that long? I mean, do you keep your relationship with that dude solely in that? Like,
Yes.
Like you're not friends with him outside of
No.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That seems like a smart thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for something like that.
And we'd be former college football player.
yeah.
Loves having a beer at a
you'd be
Broncos
homies.
game. We'd
Yeah.
be fucking buddies.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't do that.
We do not do that.
Do
Yeah.
some people do that?
That seems like
If
not
they-
a good
if
idea.
the-
Completely unprofessional.
It'd be
or-
completely
Yeah.
unprofessional.
Yeah.
Now, if he retires, let's be friends.
Right.
Let's go.
But don't shit where you eat.
Never,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
No, those
Unless
are the
you're Jake
therapists.
and your therapist is into you.
Therapists that start fucking sleeping
that's
with you. Yeah.
Now, can I ask what made you initially go in the first place?
It was. I mean, you have to understand, dude. I was a wild motherfucker. Like,
Was?
and yeah, I was a
Well, wait
very
minute.
different person.
He needs to know. So Vinny played D1 college football.
Yeah, I don't know
full
anything about Vinny. I don't
scholarship.
know anything
Where?
about
Fought
Northern Colorado, UNC.
Nice.
Fought MMA. Like, you know, he's done a lot of shit. Gotten fucking hit in the head a lot of times.
Yep.
MMA too, bro. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was a state champ wrestler here in Colorado. And
Oh, I
all
forgot
that
about
good
that.
shit.
Yeah.
So I just, like you're talking the partiest of the hardiest. You think you guys know people that fucking party? Probably not like me. Just the facts. So I started to get help like 10 years ago, and it's the reason I'm here with 3 beautiful kids and a great business.
Congratulations.
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then the trigger for that was like health, or was it, like
Decisions.
decisions?
Like, I can't do this
It
shit
was
anymore.
like,
You
okay,
don't,
we
you don't
need
have
start.
to. You don't have to go here if you don't want to. But was there
No.
any one particular?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, you can keep doing that,
Yeah.
and that's fine, and we'll just like you could see how far you make it, or you can start correcting some shit and have a wildly successful business and beautiful kids and be with your wife.
Yeah.
So now it's been 16 years of marriage, 3 kids, and we both own companies together.
No, man, thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, because
it's
it,
interesting.
but it didn't have. It could have
have it all.
very easily not been that.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
love it, man.
That's wild. You've got a
You want me to go?
Dave? Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Oh, one-liners are always strong. They say sitting is the new smoking, but I've never looked at someone just sitting and thought, "Damn, that's one cool motherfucker right there."
Oh,
We're gonna have Brad Pitt sit the whole movie.
yeah. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's one of your best ones.
Yeah,
I
that-
think.
I
That's
really
a,
like
That's a
that
great
one.
one. That's a good one. That's very good. Jesus
Damn, look at that
Christ.
fool sitting there. It's all sitting and
It's like
sitting.
that video of
City.
Monk sitting on the bus, and he's like looking at whose pants? Somebody's pants. He's like, "This was a cool
Johnny
this was a-
Griffin.
This is a bad motherfucker."
Those
Yeah.
bad motherfuckers.
Yeah,
man.
that was
Those
good.
new pants.
Yeah, that's a great one. What do we got?
All right. Holy shit. Believe it or not, a few years ago, I had a brief stint in football. Military football, no less. It was the Peace Corps football team. Our first game was against the Naval Academy, and we got absolutely annihilated. I was the biggest person on the team, no size requirement. During my tour with the Corps, we were showing kids in Sri Lanka how to make TikToks and vegan cheese. The program coordinator asked if I wanted to join the football team, and of course I said yes. We got cocky because we played against these malnourished kids. All they were eating was vegan cheese made out of cashews. We destroyed those kids. It was amazing. But we were in it for when we got back to the States. We could barely throw a football. The game against the Naval Academy was the only game we played, by the way. Half the team died. I'm now an executive chef in the Space Force, which also sucks. Do you know how hard it is to make lasagna when sauce and pasta is flying around everywhere?
Oh my God,
That's pretty good.
Christ. Half the team died. I think the funniest part of that is just Peace Corps football team. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Peace Corps.
Yeah, you know anybody that did Peace Corps?
No.
I do. It's interesting. It's like
Are they badasses?
an argument could be made, but also could not be made. I don't know. It's an interesting. Yeah. There's backstory there.
That's good.
Anyways, we got one more here. We got let's see. The biggest elephant in the room across generations of American society is that the cherry is the most overrated fruit in the country and
True
a
statement.
dystopian weapon of propaganda. It's culturally it's cultural Jesus. What is my I'm having a stroke. Here we go. Oh, it's culturally imposed ties to sexuality, be it referencing the anatomy, tying a cherry with your tongue, she's my cherry pie, and other stupid media references. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top, cherry picking, and the cherry on top was ask the people in your life to see what they think of cherries. No one fucking likes them. Across the nation, facades of luxury estates, cul-de-sacs, and districts are littered with titles containing cherry insert here, as if it's something to be coveted. Cherries have a high sugar content, and if you munch on some of the pits, you get some cyanide. So the cronies and phonies can have them. I'd rather live in Raspberry Creek.
I love that. I fucking totally agree.
That
I
is
think
true, though.
It's so
Cherries
funny.
everywhere.
Cherry.
Medicine.
Is that
that's
true
like
about
the
the
go-to
pits?
flavor? I don't know.
The pits contain cyanide?
If you chew enough of them, yeah.
Do you,
What the fuck?
Who here? All right, let's do. There's 5 people here.
All right.
Raise your hand if you eat cherries as a snack at home.
No, I don't do that. But hold on. But I will say though, I don't just like eat cherries, but I fucking love cherry things.
Yeah, cherry pie is
Yeah.
different than
Oh, yeah.
but eating fucking
No,
cherries.
no, I wouldn't straight up just like munch on.
But you would eat
cherries.
raspberries.
I love raspberries.
Me too.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're weird texture for me.
Huh?
Really?
Really?
Well, I mean, I like taste of raspberry is great. I love the taste of raspberry, but sometimes you get all the fucking seeds and it's like fuzzy and shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a little odd.
If they're not perfect, that's the thing about fruit that boggles my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not ripe, it's usually shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it's too ripe, it's shit.
Yeah.
So you really go buy this shit, and it's like, better have a plan for this asshole,
Yeah.
or that's going in the bottom of your
Like,
fucking
you have a
trash can.
3-hour window to make this shit happen. Yeah.
Weird thing about cherries, though. Check this out, right?
Although in fairness, fries are even worse.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
you know.
If I am eating ice cream
Yeah.
and there's a cherry on it,
Yeah.
I'll probably go like, fuck it. There's a cherry there and eat it. But if someone put a bowl of cherries on this table, I'd be like, fuck that. If someone put a bowl of raspberries on the table, I'd be like, yeah, raspberries are killing.
Interesting.
I agree.
Okay.
So it's
Huh.
all presentation based.
But I
100%.
think the what are they called? Maraschino, something.
Maraschino.
Maraschino cherries. Maraschino cherries.
Yeah, something like that.
Those fuckers are good, but those are disgusting because they've been bleached and then dyed.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know if
that's
I
right.
know-
You
Yeah,
ever seen
that's
that?
what- that's what they
That's
look
how
like
they
candy.
make because they look like they're bright red and they're pitless, so they take the pits out of them They fucking bleach them so they're white,
So they're
and then they dye them back to be red 40.
That's why they look perfectly.
They're perfectly
candy
red.
colored.
Yeah, and they have
cherries.
that taste that's like they've clearly been soaking in something. Like they're that's not what a cherry actually looks or tastes like.
Do you
I've had
guys-
cherries straight off a tree. We used to have a cherry tree when I was growing up. Yeah, chop that bitch down
Do you like olives?
and then lied about it. What?
I've
Olives?
never heard about that.
You like olives? You an olive guy?
No, I fucking hate olives.
I love olives.
Wow.
Fucking
I love
I
them.
love olives. I love olive oil.
What about
Yeah.
like
and stuff them with fucking garlic.
Fuck
I'll
yes.
snort that
Cheese.
shit.
You know why? Because
Fuck
when I was a
yes.
kid, I saw an olive and I was like, "Ooh, a grape." And then I put that shit in my mouth and I was like,
Not a
"Oh
grape.
God,
Yeah.
what happened?" I have been
I love them.
Not-
absolutely
Yeah.
Anything pickly, olivey, like.
So
yeah,
okay, so you like vinegar?
I guess.
Well, I mean, you like
Yes.
pickled things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking
vinegar.
hate vinegar. I don't
Really?
like it. Yeah, I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I have that has vinegar in it that I'm okay with is like ketchup, which doesn't even count because that's just fucking sugar. But like vinegar things in general, nope. Pickles, forget it. No way.
You don't like pickles at all?
No, fuck that. Not a chance. Don't
Damn,
like
bro.
Pickles. Yeah.
Pickles are killing. Right?
Yeah.
I fucking love
Pickles
pickles.
pickles fuck, dude. They probably literally fuck, dude.
They literally fuck, dude.
Wow, we get these pickles
Ooh,
at the grocery
you're
store.
asking for an infection with that one.
Dude, they're like gourmet pickles, bro.
Yeah.
They have garlic, dill, fucking shit in it.
spicy ones.
my parents are obsessed with like canning shit because we have a giant garden growing
I
up,
bet
right?
that
So
shit's so good.
it probably is if you like that shit, but they're all into like the dilly beans and stuff.
Can
like
you
the
send
dill
me some of
pickled
that
beans.
shit,
Fuck
dude?
yeah, dude.
Please
Everything
do.
they make
Dude,
is great.
when you
Yeah, I'm
come,
They got
sure.
maple
when-
shit. They got
I know, dude. I'm
bro.
sure
Yeah.
it's fucking
Maybe
when
incredible.
you come to Vermont
Yeah.
for Labor Day, which I fucking hope that's on your calendar.
Yeah, it is.
Good. You guys gonna be there?
Awesome.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
When's
Labor Day? Labor Day. We do a giant camping trip at the property in Vermont.
Do you think I can rent an RV from Albany?
Sure.
Like fly in,
Totally.
rent it, and drive out?
Albany.
Yeah. Definitely can.
Albany.
Albany.
Albany. Nevada.
Your dad is Al.
Yeah. Let's
So
do it.
Albany.
Albany.
Yeah, you know,
That'd
you
make it
absolutely
absolutely,
sure
yeah.
could.
Real
It's a
fucking
totally
easy
thing.
for me
I'll
and
bet
my
like
family.
fucking
thing.
Alpen
Totally
House or
thing.
something does
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
they probably like rent shit.
Yeah, that's people.
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking easy.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's gonna be like a building yet, you know. But,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I want to do something there because like I fucking don't get me wrong. Like yeah, we're camping there, but like I don't like tents. I don't like doing that.
No.
Fuck
Bring a
that.
bunch of
I'm not a
pickled
fan.
shit.
Eat
Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of pickled
Eat it.
stuff. No, but what we will do is we're gonna do a pig roast.
Fuck
Giant-
yeah.
Wow.
Because like okay,
Killing.
so the guy that does it, he built his dad I think did it like fucking 40, 50 years ago. It's a pig cooker. They built a trailer, so they
Oh, yeah.
they tow this bitch around.
Oh, yeah.
And like, man, last year Labor Day weekend, we started that pig at like 9 a.m. By the time 3-4 p.m.
it
rolls
so
around,
good?
dude,
Beautiful.
unreal. They
And,
pull the
and
whole
no
thing
meth,
off.
right?
Huh?
No meth anywhere?
No meth anywhere.
Good. Last pig roast I was at was in Hawaii. Lot of meth.
Really?
around that
Oh,
pig.
wow.
Lot of meth
Wow,
around
that's
that
why
pig.
everyone loves Hawaii.
Everybody's
Oh,
tweaking
man.
out like.
Charles, didn't you just get back?
I
from
just
there?
got back from Hawaii. I just got back from Hawaii. There was a shocking
I didn't
amount
know
of
there
meth.
was.
There's a
I didn't
shocking
know this.
amount of
I
meth.
didn't know this.
No, you know what? There was a shocking amount of chickens. Just,
Wild.
just
Wild.
everywhere. Just all over the world.
Wild.
Yeah.
Right.
And I found out it's because they brought them over from fucking I don't know somewhere in Africa I think early on because they told the sugarcane farmers that they would like go after the rodents or like whatever pests or something
Bugs. Yep.
bugs maybe
Bugs, yep.
and they didn't. Wow. And so they were just like, all right, well, fuck these chickens, and they just let them all go. And so now
They're
the
everywhere.
islands of Hawaii are just covered in chickens.
No
They're all over
shit.
the place. Yeah, 5:30 in the
Meth.
morning, you just hear roosters going.
Meth and
Yeah,
chickens.
chickens and meth.
Meth chickens.
You put some meth in the chickens. And see what that tastes like. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was a cool trip. You've been there a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, place was wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
If
to
I,
go.
you guys
Top of the
have not
list.
been, right?
No.
Never been.
No.
No.
Never been.
No one's ever like, yeah, I went to Hawaii. You know. And it's
Yeah, right.
no one's like, yeah, I'm moving there.
I do prefer Mexico over it. But
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. Why?
The people.
Yeah?
people.
Really?
Mexicans are my favorite people on earth.
Really?
Yes.
Like, I don't. Not to sound as though I
Yeah.
doubt that, but why?
Just because if you go to a local park in Maui and throw some burgers on the grill and catch a wave and the locals come, you are getting in a fight 100% of the time.
Really?
Somebody's fucking with
Maybe
you,
that's
saying
just
something.
you, bro, because you fucking look like you do.
It's pretty. I mean, there's
Really?
some shit on the headline news right now about some guy trying to buy a house in this village, and the people fucking beat the shit out of him and his wife. And
Fuck.
I'm not making this up,
This is
dude.
not the vibe I got at
Yeah.
all. When
Well,
we were there.
it depends where you go, right?
Huh.
But like,
Shit.
I don't know.
Whoa.
I just find it. Mexico's also an eighth of the price.
That's true. Yeah,
So, like,
Hawaii's expensive.
You
as
can
shit.
go to Tulum and you can have as beautiful, if not more beautiful, jungles and beaches. Just not maybe the hills and mountains part.
You don't get the mountains. Yeah.
But
Mexican food's fucking
Mexican's
too.
fucking dope,
Mexican
dude.
food. Okay, so I will say, and I probably didn't have the things I should have had overall, but like the food in Hawaii was great. But I don't know that I had anything that was like, I can't get this anywhere else. You gotta.
You know
come
what
here
I
to get
saw?
that.
I was looking up Spam.
I
You
had
know
spam. I had
meat in a
spam
can.
musubi.
It's weird shit.
Supposedly, people in
it's
Hawaii
fine.
are
It's
the
fine.
main people that really make
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
with
yeah,
Oh,
it.
they are, yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
I didn't know
spam
that.
is very Hawaiian.
So you had that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How was
It's
it?
fine. It's
okay.
fine. It's salty, like
Canadian
Salty?
bacon?
Yeah.
it's salty bologna.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I think a ground up combination of meats just slapped together in a patty. And
Yeah,
it's like
I just
it was fine. Spam musubi is basically like sushi but with spam instead of fish.
Interesting.
It's like this. Yeah, they have a
I
ball
just saw
of rice,
Hawaii was where
a
they
slice of spam,
specialize.
and they wrap it in seaweed, and it has some like drizzle stuff over it. It was fine. It was fine. But I wouldn't call it like, oh my god, you got to go to Hawaii and get spam musubi. Like that's it's like whatever.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's fine. And I mean, the food we had was great.
Yeah.
The food was fantastic. But like, there was nothing where I was like, oh my god, we got to come back here just to have this.
Yeah.
All of it is like stuff you can get elsewhere. So
Yeah.
as far as that is concerned, I can see Mexico definitely being
Totally.
better because the food in Mexico is killer.
Fucking killer, man.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody thinks that Mexico food is like all inclusive food. Like they go to the big resorts and have like
Yeah,
the
just stick
buffets.
around
Nah, man. No. That is like not what it is down there.
Yeah.
The best Italian food I've ever had in my life, and I'm Italian, and I've been to Italy, and I've been to my family's in New York making this shit. Best Italian food I've ever had in my life was in Mexico.
That's
Get the fuck
crazy.
out of here. Really?
That's crazy.
Where?
This place called Posada Margarita in Tulum. My parents just went.
Really?
My mom and dad thought I was like so full of shit, like Vinny's doing drugs again. Like he needs to go back to that counselor of his.
Yeah.
Like they went there and they were like, they didn't admit. They were like, I can see why you said that.
Okay.
Shit.
Like,
You
yeah.
said
You know
it
where I
all.
went? You know where we went in Tulum? That was it's like that's a lofty proclamation. We went to quote the world's best pizza.
Oh, no.
Which one?
It's like it's almost right across from La Zebra.
Oh, that
It's,
place is pretty good.
eh,
It's not the world's best,
no,
but
it's.
again, you would never expect to get even remote pizza like that.
It was okay. Yeah,
in the
it was
jungle,
solid. It was
and that's
solid.
in the fucking jungle.
It's in the jungle. Yeah,
Yep.
it was solid pizza. It was that whole road is like weird.
Weird.
Like, it's very weird. Like,
Fucking
you
weird.
kind of don't know if you want to walk down it.
It's
you're like
fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can buy people. You can buy drugs.
just in
You
general.
can buy guns.
Yeah.
Or you can have a chef from a Brooklyn chef who
Yeah.
just relocated his Michelin star restaurant there.
Oh, yeah.
The best Italian food you've ever had. You can buy live octopuses on a stick. Any fucking thing you could ever
People on a
want, you can
stick.
buy on a
Downtown
stick.
Tulum.
It's
It's just Tulum.
wild.
Yeah, Tulum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
So you guys both been to Tulum?
yeah. It's a great spot because the resorts are like much smaller. They're all like boutique hotels.
25 rooms.
Yeah. So it's not
Shit.
like Cancun where you get the giant, skyrise hotels. It's like a lot more private. The beach is gorgeous, and when it's not covered in seaweed.
Yep.
But like, yeah, no, it's a great spot. But then there was that stretch there where like there was a cartel change or some shit.
It was scary, man. The bar that we went to, that was our favorite bar there ever for we've been going there for 9 years. Dude drove by with a couple machine guns and fucking killed a bunch of tourists, killed the owners of the bar, and it was like they shut it down. It still hasn't been back open. That was like, what is that? That bar
That was like 2 years, 2 or 3
2 years ago?
Yeah.
and
Dude,
it
that's
still
fucked.
isn't open again.
fucking
and
terrible.
It's right in the middle of Tulum.
That had to feel weird
Well,
for you to see that
was
because it's your
that
favorite.
Was that
fucking
on the
wild.
beach road or was that like
On the
in-
beach road.
Really?
There was a little bar with these
Holy fuck.
Volkswagen bug hoods that made up the bar.
Really?
Yeah, fucking wild, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing that's hard. It's like, poof. I mean, there's times when it's fine, and then there's times when it's not fine.
But people always say, like my mom was always like, I can't believe you still go there after their bar got shot up. I was like, well,
what are the fucking odds now?
I still go to
Like-
movies, and
Yeah, true.
movie theaters get shot up 15 miles from my house
Yeah,
in Aurora.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's good. There's a really great. I think there's a podcast called Podcast But Outside. There's a clip that was kicking around from them where they talked to this guy in the street, and he was like talking about how his favorite thing to do is to go to a place right after some type of disaster. So like he'll go visit countries right after a terrorist attack or like right after a natural disaster because he's like, yeah, it's cheap as shit.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, he was like, I went to the hotel where these like girls got beheaded or something.
Yeah, he's taking empty flights to fucking
Yeah,
Bahrain.
he was like it was like $1.
Fuck.
Dude,
He's taking empty flights to fucking to Turkey.
it's the cheapest way to tour the world, I guess.
Oh my
you know?
god,
Wow.
dude.
Well, there is the thought, like, will lightning strike in the same place twice? You know?
Well, right, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, what are the fucking odds now?
Now it's cheap.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's a good question, but where have you been? Have you been out of the country?
Fuck. No.
You've never been out of the country, period.
Nope.
What
I
the
missed
fuck?
the trip to France and Spain
Yeah.
because I had to get I had to go do college auditions. So never left the country.
Man, fuck jazz.
Yep. But
Where have you been? You've been all over the place.
No, not as much as
You've been to Israel. You've been
Y'all.
to Spain. You've been to where else?
Israel is great.
Yeah.
Israel is amazing.
Brazil.
Brazil is awesome. I went to Rio and Búzios. I'm saying it wrong, but beautiful beach town. Spain.
Yeah.
Like pretty much all
Did
over
you
there.
get mugged?
Everywhere
Did you
but
get
Barcelona.
mugged in Barcelona?
No, Madrid.
Madrid. Okay.
Madrid.
Mugged his
I had a
pushing.
couple
He fucking
drinks.
fell asleep with a goddamn wallet on him.
Well, I was chilling on the ground, sitting there, in the building, and I just felt this guy, and he just took the phone, and I ran after him and started chasing him. Actually, the craziest thing was I was running after him because then immediately I'm like wide awake, ready to go, and
Yeah.
eventually, like I got like we're going for a minute, and I grabbed his shirt and I just ripped his shirt off, and within 20 seconds, some like girl came out of some building, and just gave him a sweatshirt so he looked like a normal person again. Gave him another clothing so he looked normal. Anyways, continued on from there, and then I was like, okay, this isn't really worth it. It's just a stupid cell phone, and this is getting sketchier. Anyways, yeah,
'cause
I let
you
him
know
go.
where he was running.
He was going to a place
where he knew.
Oh
there'd
yeah,
be-
no,
there'd
it
be-
wasn't worth
there'd
it.
be
It was
help.
I shouldn't have even went with him at all. But
Damn.
anyways, beautiful country.
So like, wait, did it seem
Luckily-
like some random person came out and gave him a sweatshirt?
no, they all work together.
They all work
That's
together.
what.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was the
for
vibe
sure
I
they
got.
do.
Team and shit. Yeah.
They all work together.
Yeah.
So. But no, really beautiful country. I was fortunate to be there with this band, and the other sax player's wife was from like some northwestern part, which is like they got these like old roads carved into mountains. Like you wouldn't even go there unless you
Had a
know
reason?
somebody. Yeah, so it was cool to like. There's beautiful places everywhere, is what I'm finding. Even New Jersey, Charles.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Well, on that note, knowing that there is no beautiful place in New Jersey,
I was just gonna steal that and say, well, on that note, you said fuck you.
fuck you. Oh man,
Nice
this has
meeting
been
you
fun.
guys,
I'm glad we got a chance to kind of hang and do this all together because it's
No
been
doubt,
a long
yeah.
time coming.
Cheers,
Been a long
guys.
time
Yeah, great to meet
Fucking
you.
hey, yeah.
Good stuff. We'll see y'all next time.
Cheers. Later.
That was great, man.